Well, hello friends and welcome to Ask Zach. We are at Dan Strain's shop, hidden somewhere deep in the heart of Nashville. He blindfolds me at a gas station and brings me here, he gags me and covers my ears, and then he brings me here and throws me in the room. So here we are, and today we are looking at the 67 Bigsby equipped Tele that Bill McCumber was so kind to give me, and we've been doing some work on it because when Bill sent it to me, there were some issues with it, and I was able to kind of get it to play some, for the video I did, but there were things that needed to be addressed. So here was the known issue. So first off, the bridge pickup that was on it, that Bill Lawrence installed himself. See, the pickup here was epoxied to this, what looks like a piece of aluminum that Bill Lawrence, cut out, and then he took this pickup and he epoxied it on it, and then of course run the wire through here. The problem with this is that the height is completely non-adjustable, so you can't do anything with the height. And what was happening is that the pickup was up against the strings and the action was already high, so I had to raise the action even higher to get it to clear this pickup. And to make it somewhat playable, I put a shim in the neck down at this end. And so what that did, of course, it brought the fingerboard up and made it to where it was workable. However, I really didn't want to have a big shim in the neck, and this plate was warped, which is what was causing part of the problem, and both pickups are completely non-adjustable. So under the pick guard, this thing is also epoxied to a piece of aluminum, and then it's screwed straight into the wood. And I liked the sound of the pickups, especially the neck. I thought the neck sounded really good because it had a very kind of hi-fi stringy sound. I mean, like you could kind of hear the windings, to quote Tim Lurch. And I really loved the neck pickup sound. I actually liked the both pickup sound with this pickup, but then this pickup by itself was just too hi-fi sounding, kind of in the bridge position, which kind of, it lost something for me and kind of took away from its telliness, as it were. So with this problem and the fact that you had two non-adjustable pickups, I started thinking, well, let's yank this pickup and let's put a regular, old style, plate here. So I ordered this thing off of a Reverb. I think this is a all parts, or maybe it's WD, or no, it's all parts plate. And so put that in there, and then of course that enabled me to put a regular Tele bridge pickup. Now, one of the good things about this was that Bill Lawrence did not have to route anything out underneath here. So this is completely original underneath here. There was no extra routing done. So then I had a Ron Ellis T60 that had gray flat work and staggered poles, just like a late 60s Tele bridge pickup. And so we put that in there. And of course, Dan, who's standing offside here, listening in very intently, he aged the pickup, aged, the cloth around it, and also aged the plate here. And of course, he did a wonderful job. As you can see, it looks perfectly aged for this guitar. Then with the wiring that was on here in the plate, I just decided that I would go ahead and, because this was a mix of 250K and 500K pots, and it looks like it's got a treble bleed thing on there and such. And I just decided that I wanted to go ahead and pull this because I wanted to have the traditional look of a regular Tele plate. So this was wired up by Dan. So you have a regular 3-way switch, and you have rudders 58 style knobs, which are, you know, somewhat similar to late 60s knobs. They're still flat, and you know, 250K pots, kind of standard wiring. And yeah, and so this enabled me to kind of keep it, you know, like it was in a way, some of the mods that Bill Lawrence did, but then to make it a little more usable, because I wish that Bill Lawrence hadn't have you know, made the pickups non-adjustable, and it was just too hard with the issues that were going on, because the only way to have used this pickup was either to, you know, shim it as high as I did, or if you didn't want to do that, you would have had to have routed into the body to inset that in there, and that is a terrible solution. The other thing I did is, this is the original pick guard. So of course, when Bill McCumber sent the guitar off to Bill Lawrence, he just routed out, you know, of course, the original pick guard for the humbucker. Of course, this is the one that Bill McCumber put on there, which is, you know, a good look also. You know, kind of the black guard look with the black humbucker, but I kind of like the look of this. So yeah, so this has made it into a kind of the best of both worlds, in that you have the Bill Lawrence element that I really like, which is this really stringy sounding, transparent kind of hi-fi neck pickup, which has a really cool vibe and sound. And then you still have the traditional Tele bridge pickup with this Ron Ellis 60T. And you have that, and of course you have the really fun Bigsby. And yeah, here's the really clean back again. So one thing about this guitar that's been interesting, it's been, you know, I call it a 67, but the neck plate leads it to be maybe a late 68 or 69. And, you know, of course, there's nothing else to date it with. So I may be slightly off. And, you know, in this finish,
but it has
almost, yeah, but it has the middle route, as Dan just said, from off camera. So I'm not going to spin the camera around and show Dan in his shorts and you know, cuddling his dog. But anywho, yeah. So again, here's that black guard. Here's the Lawrence and the wiring and the little mini pots and such. So yeah. So this is a really cool guitar. Really enjoying getting to play it, and of course, really enjoy getting to have Dan fix this up for me. I really appreciate it. He's a really good cat, and yeah, and also kind of getting it as a kind of tribute to how the guitar originally was also. So you kind of have a mix of that. So this part is kind of how it would have been back in 67, 68, and then this is kind of, you know, still paying tribute to the Bill Lawrence mods that were done by Bill Lawrence himself. So, and of course, this is a later 70s neck that's on here with the darker finish on the headstock. So, which was sprayed lacquer. All right, guys, now we're gonna do a little book nook. So, because I'm at Dan's house, I asked him what book that has influenced him a lot and that he uses a lot, and he pulled out this The Galaxy of Strats by Yasuhiko Iwanade. And of course I have totally butchered the name, but this is a well-known book among old school collectors, and this was probably one of the first books that really had high quality images of you know, of obviously these are mostly custom colored Strats, but Dan told me that he has a lot of paint all over this book, because he would take this into the paint booth with him, and he would match up colors from this while he was with his painter and when they were mixing up paint. So this book kind of goes in and out of print. Wow, this 58 Dakota Red is giving me special feelings right now. I'm not even a Strat guy, and that Dakota Red 58 with that nicely worn neck. Yeah. So I'll put if this is still in print, I will put a link in the description. But yeah, the Galaxy of Strats, of course, Ritter Music, Mook, which I always thought was funny. I have a number of Japanese books that I guess that's their thing they say about a music book. They call it a Mook, I guess. So, but know that everything in here, all of the writing is in Japanese. And oh golly, I just went past the Eldon Shamblin guitar. Yeah, this is a really, really cool book. Has a lot of cool ads, pictures, great reference. So if you have this or you can find it, pick it up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. See you next time. Bye-bye.